Yo, what up, guys? Just got a review right here for the Scream Factory version of Candyman. Got this same day as Urban Legend and the sequel, so I thought it was cool they released them all the same day, because Candyman is kind of based on an urban legend of Bloody Mary, so it seemed fitting that they released them all together, so it was a pretty dope-ass release day for sure. But this was a movie I'm shocked took this long to come out on Blu-ray. It did have like a Blu-ray from the UK, I think, or I'm pretty sure it was the UK, but it was really lacking an American Blu-ray release for some reason. But of course, Scream Factory got the rights to it, and they were the right ones to do it, I think. But everyone should pretty much know the story to this movie. But Virginia Madsen, she is, I'm pretty sure she's a teacher at this college. They don't really go into a whole lot of what she does at this college, but she's doing a thesis on urban legends, and she hears about the legend of the Candyman that's going around this Chicago ghetto of Cabrini Green, which in real life was like a really, really dangerous ghetto in Chicago, and they actually filmed at the real ghetto and the people that you see hanging around Cabrini Green were like real gang members and stuff that let them film there and all that. So it's really authentic feeling, really badass in that regard. But essentially, you know, she ends up getting what she wished for and encountering the Candyman. And that's the general plot. I mean, in case there is anybody that hasn't seen it, I don't want to give anything away, but that's very unlikely. I feel like most people have seen this. It's regarded as a classic. You know, it's people regard it on the same as like Freddy and Jason and all that, even though the sequels are kind of meh. But you know, the first one's a bona fide classic based on a Clive Barker story called The Forbidden. You know, and it's really, this movie solely, you could buy this movie just on Tony Todd's performance alone. He's just amazing in this movie. Like, of all the horror actors, I wish I could meet Tony Todd's in my top 3 or 2. I really want to meet Tony Todd before he dies or I die. But yeah, it's a classic movie, 10 out of 10 movie. There's very minor flaws, but it's a 10 out of 10 movie still. It's just, the score is haunting, the cinematography is amazing. There was lots of aerial shots of the college and Chicago throughout, and there's just a really cool atmosphere to it, you know. Now, as far as this release specifically goes, it has a lot of special features, but this is the first time the unrated director's cut is available on home video since it first released on VHS. Arrow has a version of this in the UK that the cover art and packaging is a little nicer, but it essentially has the same special features, and it includes the unrated cut and the theatrical cut also. But and it's the same cut, because me and my homie BDG Reviews actually did a commentary, and he bought the Arrow version, I bought this version, and we kind of were comparing transfers and stuff while watching it, and we're pretty confident it's the same transfer. Like, they probably got it from the same, it says new 2K restoration from a new 4K scan, the original negative. I feel like Arrow used the same negative and probably did their own restoration, but they are essentially the same. Now, disc, and what's cool about this also is each cut comes on its own disc. So disc 1's the theatrical cut, you know, new transfer. There's a brand new audio commentary with Bernard Rose and Tony Todd. Badass brand new commentary with two authors. A third commentary with Bernard Rose, Clive Barker, and the producers. Sweets to the Sweet, the Candyman mythos. Clive Barker, Raising Hell, an interview with him. Bernard Rose storyboards, theatrical trailers. And then on disc 2, we get the unrated cut, brand new transfer. New Be My Victim, an interview with Tony Todd. It Was Always You, Helen, a new interview with Virginia Madsen, a brand new interview with the production designer. Forbidden Flesh, a brand new feature, the makeup effects of Candyman, with interviews on all the effects artists. And what else is kind of interesting, I just read here, one of the special makeup effects artists on this was Gary J. Turncliffe, and he did all the a lot of the special effects on Hellraiser, and he actually directed Hellraiser Judgment. So that's pretty cool. New A Story to Tell, Clive Barker's The Forbidden, where they talk about the original story, and a brand new urban legend, Unwrapping Candyman. So there's a lot of brand new features on this. I'm pretty sure Arrow has these same features, but yeah, this is a must-buy for horror fans in general, and it's one of Scream Factory's biggest releases, I'm pretty sure, because I know a lot of people were really wanting this movie. Comes with the reversible original cover art, and yeah, theatrical cut on one disc, unrated cut on the other disc. So yeah, I'm really glad to have this, you know, because they did release part 2 like 2 or 3 years ago, and it just always felt... I did have the original UK Blu-ray. did a review on it, actually. When my channel first started, I had the UK Blu-ray I was reviewing, so I'm glad to upgrade it to this. Now, I had part 2, obviously, from Scream Factory. It does look a little wonky on the shelf, though, just because part 3 is still DVD, and it's owned, I think it's Trimark that part 3 is, or Lionsgate, one of those two. But, so that means if part 3 is going to get released, it's going to get released by Vestron Video. So I hope Vestron does release it really soon, because I would love to have that one on Blu-ray too. And I feel like they are going to release it real soon, just because this one just came out. Part 2 is on Blu-ray. So it's kind of the same thing they did with like Reanimator, where Reanimator 1 and 2 came out on Blu-ray from Arrow, so they put out the Blu-ray because they had the rights to it for part 3. So hopefully that happens with Candyman. But I'm going to stop rambling. That's my quick review on Candyman Scream Factory. But I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.